What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? My mind your money business folks. It's me yet again with another video. Just wanted to get online and talk to you about a few things. Pretty much three things. I've narrowed it down to three things that you should know before the stock market opens on Monday. It is Monday here, my time, but it is Sunday back in the mainland. So, I wanted to talk about stocks. There are several earnings reports coming out next week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then we're only 2 weeks away from a very, very important election in the United States, the presidential elections. And those things affect the stock market, believe it or not. So, so the first thing, stocks, right? Can stocks keep rising? The U.S. stocks have carved out a winning streak. It closed out at a record high again on Friday. The S&P 500 and the Dow Jones Industrial Average have posted 6 straight positive weeks. That's a good thing. Take a look at the video that I posted on yesterday that talked about 3% returns in the next decade that came from Goldman Sachs. So I'm willing and I am trying and I am taking these bigger returns now before this 3% happens, as Goldman Sachs is predicting, right? But either way, both indexes, the S&P 500 and the Dow, closed at record highs on Friday, like I said. A busy week of earnings along with approaching presidential election will help to determine where stocks go in the days ahead. And I've also talked about in other videos, or in it's a few videos ago. Either way, November. You can Google it. You can research it. November is normally a good time to invest in the stock market. Could things go left? Yes, it could. But I'm being optimistic, and I believe after the presidential election, even before, I believe stocks are going to do fairly well, and things are going to close out on a high at the end of the year. That's my prediction. So the earnings reports that are coming out. Earnings season is picking up. About 1/5 of the S&P 500 will post results this week, with 14% of the S&P reporting as of Friday. Both earnings and revenue had climbed 4% from the year ago quarter. Stocks tied to transportation will dominate the week, led by Tesla. Tesla had a great earnings report. The stock went up 50 some odd bucks within a couple of days. General Motors and Boeing, but Boeing has some problems, but they're fixing it. So these are the major reports to watch. On Tuesday, General Motors, Lockheed Martin, and Verizon will be giving their earnings report. On Wednesday, AT&T, Coca-Cola will give, and IBM will give its report. On Thursday, UPS, Southwest Airlines, and American Airlines. Yeah, so like I said, Boeing is going through some things. I think they've come to an agreement, and they're gonna, they expect to vote on things, I think, by Wednesday of next week, with the pay increase for workers, signing bonuses, and their 401k contribution. So the most important thing, this video will not be long because I have to go to work. The U.S. election day is just 2 weeks from now. Polling suggests a tight race between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump in the handful of states that will determine the Electoral College winner. If you don't know much about the Electoral College, you need to Google it, because millions and millions and millions of people can vote for one candidate. But those Electoral College votes overrides those millions. So as the candidates make their final pitches to voters, CNBC has taken a look at how their platforms will affect consumers and companies. This weekend, CNBC assessed both candidates would handle the popular and critical Social Security program, along with drug prices, insurance coverage, and abortions in the U.S. So yeah, I mean, one wonders how they're going to handle these things, right? And that's very, very, very important. And yeah, there are articles that are posted by CNBC that talks about the Social Security Retirement Trust Fund may run out in 9 years. Wow. You know, drug costs, abortion, Obamacare, how Trump and Harris could change the U.S. healthcare system. That's very important. Yeah. Yeah. When it comes to healthcare, healthcare in the U.S. has become increasingly costly and complex for Americans to navigate, making it among several issues at the forefront of the presidential election. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are both pledging to make healthcare more affordable in the U.S., but they have largely different approaches to doing so if elected. Each candidate's track record provides a glimpse of what drug costs, healthcare, and reproductive rights could look like over the next several years. Ooh, yeah. And when it comes to the Social Security Trust Fund running out, the Social Security Fund relies on to pay retirement benefits, may be depleted in 9 years. The next president, either Democrat or Republican, may address that issue. Wow, what if Social Security is depleted in 9 years? What would those people do who rely solely on that money? They have no money invested into the stock market, into these paper assets that are appreciating over time. That's why in 9 years, people. So get into the stock market, lower your debt to income ratio, get out of debt, get out of that personal loan, consumer loan, college loan, car loan, pay off your mortgage, get out of debt, credit card debt, get out of debt, people. Debt keeps you from getting rich. Debt keeps you from creating, a solid foundation for your life and being able to do whatever you want to do, to be financially free. Rich is different for everyone. Rich doesn't mean you have to have millions and millions and millions of dollars in the bank. Rich can be just being able to live comfortably and afford all of your basic needs, whether it be healthcare, travel, being able to keep a roof over your head, so on and so forth. So you have to do that. And in order to do that, you have to get out of debt, especially if you live in the United States. Lower your debt to income. And invest into appreciating assets like stocks, like real estate, so on and so forth. Creating a business, being an entrepreneur. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I have to get off to my job and do some work, which I'm very excited to do. So you guys take care. Peace.